trenches on the same. Little fame now. The coupe so fast you can dodge a raindrop. Yeah, he's so bad he didn't get his main rock. Hey, how you?
And a good Thursday evening to you. 2K Sports presents the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan along courtside with Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge on our sideline. Only 3 games until the start of the playoffs. Let's see how the West will be won. Look at the Trailblazers. They're good enough for 8th place in the conference right now, looking to hold on to that.
And for the Trailblazers, they've had an interesting season for sure. They're competitive, they're feisty, but they're not a team that's going to dominate for long stretches.
I just think if you're on the other side, how much are you looking at that team and saying, we're scared of them? So not a lot of fear from the opposition and what they're bringing to the table. They're good, they compete, but do they have that extra gear? I'm not sure.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The forward spots will be Avdia and Grant. The guard pair are Henderson and Sharp. And it's Ayton in at the center, filling out the middle. And for Toronto, in at the forward spots, we'll see Barrett and Barnes. Mitchell is out there with Dick, and it's Pirtle in at the 5 spot. Dick passes to Barrett. Toronto working the ball around now. Launches from deep. Henderson pulls it in. And it's Henderson with the ball for Portland. Last time they met was in Portland this season.
And it's going to come down to effort tonight. Last time they met each other, they were demolished on the boards, and that rebounding difference led to a sizable loss.
Well, let's see if the lesson was learned from that loss. If they come out with the same type of effort, they can expect a similar result here.
And so it's the Raptors getting on the board first. Here's Henderson, and it's sent back by Mitchell. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Mitchell. And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
Here's Sharp. Brent, this should be a very intriguing matchup. Both these teams feature some very athletic players.
Well, if we get out in transition, Kevin, there's definitely some top 10 moments that are going to come up. A bunch of high flyers on both of these rosters, and we expect to see a lot of airtime from these players tonight.
Here's Henderson after Toronto at the 3-point. Pass to Sharp. Shoots the 3. Rebound by the Raptors. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
Remarkable consistency from deep. You can't count on that every game, especially on the road.
Yeah, the interesting part was they kept firing away in that game, but the defense didn't make much of an adjustment.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Spoke earlier with Darko Rajakovic, and we talked about the matchup against Scoot Anderson. He told me Scoot is an extremely talented player. He's already somebody you have to game plan for with his scoring and playmaking. This is a guy with superstar potential. And Coach has a lot of respect for the skilled youngster. Kevin?
Okay, David, thanks. Dick, that's good.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
Henderson against Mitchell. Henderson, no good.
His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
Portland had, Greg, one of the great guard combinations in Clyde Drexler and Terry Porter.
Man, that was one heck of a backcourt. And they really complemented each other so well. Drexler with his explosive scoring ability, and Porter could just do a little bit of everything.
And so Chauncey Billups calls for the timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Raptors making a switch here. Brown's checked in, and the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Simons is checked in. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. They get it again. Ayton, and Ayton throws it down.
Yeah, if Ayton can get in that kind of position, he can be a bully on the inside.
Pass to Barnes. Now here's Brown for three. Basket is good. The assist from Barnes. Barnes has got his third assist on the night. 1:57 left here in the first quarter. And the NBA is truly an international league. I mean, look no further than DeAndre Ayton, hailing from the Bahamas.
Well, you love that him and Buddy Hield carrying the torch for their home country. Ayton is actually the second first overall pick from the Bahamas, the first one being the great Michael Thompson.
Here's Dick. 37 points in the win against the Bulls in Chicago. And Barrett gets it to go.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Henderson passes to Simons. Again, Simons missing. And Barrett has got the ball here for the Toronto Raptors. It's Dick on the wing. From deep. And again, Toronto with the triple.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Already a gifted passer, Henderson has solid vision for such a young player.
Raptors leading by 17. Outside Barrett, and stolen by Sharp. Henderson with it, picked up by Brown. And Barnes sends it back.
Good instincts from Barnes on the block. He had that shot totally anticipated.
And Barrett gets it to go.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game. And Henderson throws it down hard.
Oh, man, Scoot Henderson, an elite leaper.
Awesome rewind, courtesy of the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. And here is Barnes. And he really did play well against Chicago in that last game. Pirtle finds Brown. Back to Pirtle. Toronto working the ball around now. Dick. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Sweet to be a difference maker in the game, and he's been a great option for them on these possessions.
Ayton in the corner. Wide open. That one doesn't go.
That's a shocker there. Did not expect him to miss from that range. He's got to be shooting close to 60% from it.
And the buzzer sounds to end the first, and we've got a blowout underway here. Toronto ahead, running away with it. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
We've got a bunch of this game yet to be played, but they're shooting it well from the three-point line. That's got to be a welcome sight.
Let's make sure that that selfish nerve doesn't get tapped, because right now there's great ball movement. They're setting each other up. Let's see if that maintains.
On the floor for Portland, we've got Anthony Simons. Williams is out there with Walker. Then it's Denny Avdia, and it's Kamare in at the 2-guard. Outside, Avdia. Pass to Kamare. Up top, Walker. Shot clock at 6. And it's Simons missing. Simons is gone 1 for 5 from the field, 20%. Here's Abaji. Over in the corner, Brown. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, Anthony Simons came into the NBA at age 19, and he's paid his dues, working his way up from the end of the bench to a starring role. Coach Chauncey Billups says he just believes he's one of the best players in the NBA. And confidence is a big thing. Well, Kevin, he certainly earned it. Back to you.
I would totally agree with you, D.A. Thank you so much. They get a hand on it and out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession. And this is where the power rankings sort of lock in as we begin to look toward the postseason. You look at the Spurs. They couldn't hold their position this week, but remain in the top 10.
Checking out Toronto, they've proven time and time again this season that not only are they for real, but they may be the team to beat.
Delano Banton's checked in for Avdia. And Brent, you hear some players now having their shooting motion analyzed with optical recognition. More data for the shot doctors.
Well, Kevin, information is one thing, but disseminating that information and being able to communicate that to a player is really where the rubber meets the road. How are you going to help him grow with that kind of analysis?
And here's a look at some numbers for Anthony Simons.
And his three-point shooting has gotten a lot better over his last 10 games. He looks so much more comfortable from beyond. There's no doubt he's got the green light to let it fly whenever the shot's there for him.
Williams finds Walker. Now Simons. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Here's Banton. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
Now that play never gets old. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
Pass to Dick. Fires for three. Basket is good. The assist from Barnes. Barnes has got assist number 5 here tonight. Simons surveying the D. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
Well, his shots aren't dropping, and they haven't been able to keep pace, but they trust him enough to keep going to him, see if he can find it.
And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds. R.J. Barrett's checked in for Bruce Brown. DeAndre Ayton's checked in for the Trailblazers. Grant comes in for Delano Banton. Grant outside. Driving inside. And the dunk by Grant.
That's what he does when he drives to the hoop. Look out.
Toronto, they've gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. And once known for his defense, Jeremy Grant has become a knockdown three-point shooter. Brent, he's fun to watch.
Yeah, that's really opened up some lanes for him as a player to do more, become more complete. I mean, his slashing game has come along. He's been a better rebounder. And if you foul him, he's going to cash in at the free throw line.
Hey, Greg, what about Jeremy Grant? He's had about every role you can imagine on any team he's played on.
And Kevin, he started out as a second-round pick, hoping to just make a team. He's been a bench spark plug, a starter, even a number one option in Detroit for a couple years. Grant's done it all.
First free throw is good.
And it's great to see Grant take on a bigger role over time. Now a real focal point of this offense.
And Grant drops them both.
Talk to most of the coaching staffs around the league. What is the first thing they think about with Jeremy Grant? And it's that athleticism that comes to mind.
Barrett the pass to Dick. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
And wasn't sure he could keep up the pace he set from three-point range in that first, but boy, has he ever.
And it's Avdia at the drive. 1:32 left in the first half of basketball. Barnes kicks to Mitchell. Lets it go with a three. Basket is good. The assist from Barnes. Barnes has got 6 assists in the game. And so Henderson will bring it up for Portland. Grant outside. Fires the three. Trains it from beyond the arc. Grant's got 10 points in the game.
Like seeing Grant knocking down threes, especially when it comes in the form of getting revenge.
For three, Barrett. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
Outside, Avdia. There's 42 seconds left now here in the second. From past the arc. Barnes grabs the miss.
Not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
And Barrett gets it to go.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Kind of like he's in his living room right now. He's found a comfort zone. Once he gets that, the defense knows they're in trouble.
Pass to Dick. Stolen by Henderson. Here's Grant. He takes it in.
Wow, Jeremy Grant, some change in the couch here, finding some offensive rhythm for the team.
9 seconds left to play in the first half. Mitchell finds Barrett. Here's Dick. Puts up a three. And again, Toronto with the triple.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Seems to be nobody standing in his way. No roadblocks for him to get to his spot, capitalize, and continue to be aggressive.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. The Raptors out in front, opening up a huge gap. We've got more hoops coming your way in just a moment.
Fans, direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan. Half-court shot from the sleeve. They're thinking about the shot. You almost had it. One more time. A round of applause for the participants.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody. The story tonight, everything, and I mean everything, is working well for the Toronto Raptors.
You have to ask yourself, how much better can they play? Good decision-making, they made shots. That's very impressive, man.
And now the question is, can they maintain that razor-sharp level of focus? Hard to bet against them.
All right, and now time to give some recognition. Players of the Month. In the Eastern Conference, Jason Tatum.
Hard not to be impressed by Tatum. Took it to another level over this last stretch, which is saying something.
You marvel at the volume he can handle, kind of like Shaq at a cookout.
You just made me hungry.
And that's a halftime wrap. Let's get back to the second half with the call by Kevin Harlan and the crew.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. A fantastic game from Grady Dick in this one.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Here's Mitchell. Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. Grady Dick is out there with Mitchell, and it's Barrett at the three. That's the groove starting the second half for Darko Rajakovic.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Grant outside. Now Sharp hasn't made one yet. Avdia with it. He's picked up by Dick. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Ayton. And a miss there on the triple. Ayton's gone 1 of 4 so far. Now Barrett. From the arc. And again for 3.
And all season long, he's been nothing but money from beyond the arc.
You're right. He's been nothing short of amazing for him as he edges closer to third most three-pointers in a single season.
My goodness, how about that miss? I mean, that's 2 easy points that they've just given away.
Barnes kicks to Mitchell. Pass to Barrett. Lets the 3 fly. Good, and the assist goes to Mitchell. Mitchell's got 3 assists tonight.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Now, here's Grant. 12 points for him. And they get it over Barnes. No good there off the double clutch.
You talk about things at halftime, and then you come out and you go 0 for 3. I'm sure that wasn't up on the board.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thanks. A move that likely helped the league's parity has been shortening max contract lengths. Commissioner Silver says we used to refer to it as dead money, a star player toward those end years sitting on the bench. We've reduced max contracts to 5 years, and in some cases 6. This way, it moves to more pay for performance. Kevin?
I think, DA, that's a pretty good business decision. It's going to have nice ramifications. We know, Brent, there are many roads that lead to the modern NBA, and Shaedon Sharpe took his own unique path.
Yeah, Kevin, you could say that again. I mean, he was on the Kentucky campus as a player, but never participated in a collegiate game, and then all of a sudden finding himself at the top end of the NBA draft without ever playing a college game.
Bounce pass from Sharpe. Here's Avdia. The rebound by Mitchell. The Raptors have gotten every shot that dropped since halftime. They're 5 for 5 from the floor. Dick, that's good.
And that is why this team has Grady Dick, a floor spacer coming into the league with an elite three-point shot.
Sharpe, that's good. Sharpe's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
Pass to Pirtle. 1:41 left to play in the third. And here's Mitchell from the arc. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
And everything is dropping for them. Terrific second half run.
Well, with the confidence growing, that's one thing, but they seem to be getting more intense, and that's helping the quality of their play here.
And it's Sharpe missing. The Raptors have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the field here in the third, coming out of the break very hot. Pass to Pirtle. The kick out to Barnes. From downtown, nailed from three-point land. Barnes has got 9 points.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
Grant, that's good.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Onside, Barrett. Back to Mitchell. Pass to Barrett. Here's Dick. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Yeah, that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Ayton with it. And here's Sharp. Back to Henderson. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Scoot loves to attack in the lane and has the strength and the hops to be successful there.
Onside, Barrett. Mitchell kicks to Barnes. Puts up a deep three. The rebound by Sharp. Pass to Henderson. Here's the three. Kept alive.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
The Trailblazers shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
Shooting for Portland, DeAndre Ayton. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good. And he can't hit the second. And so it's Toronto with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. The three-point shooting has come fast and furious to the tune of what has become a big-time blowout in progress. We come back right after this. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this way?
What an advantage if your off guard can make plays so valuable.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. On the floor for Portland, Rob Williams is out there with Jabari Walker. Then it's Anthony Simons. And it's Banton in at the shooting guard position.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Brown's shot is good.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
Banton, the pass to Walker. Three-pointer. That shot off the mark. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Pass to Abaji. Here's Mobo. The three. And again, Toronto with the triple.
He's just stretching them out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
I'm not sure what the defense collectively was thinking there. You got to know where he is at all times.
Here's Banton. Takes the three. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Toronto's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Pass to Mobo. Toronto working the ball around now. Boucher passes to Abaji. Brown outside. Buries the long-range jumper.
so many of the plays they're running designed to create opportunities from deep.
And I don't know how they keep doing this, but every time down, the resulting possession ends up at the three-point line and a fairly efficient shot attempt at that.
And here are the Trailblazers now after Toronto got the three-pointer. Here's Banton. He's covered by Brown. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. This one for three. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
Here's Banton. Connects from three-point range. Banton's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Here's Toronto. They're on a 12-3 run right now. Pass to Brown. Out to the wing. Here's Mobo. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Mobo's got 9 points now in the quarter. Simons, the pass to Williams. Back to Simons. Here's Banton. He's covered by Brown. Outside Williams. On the wing, Walker. And they get it back. And it's Simons missing. Toronto, they've got every shot they've taken so far in the fourth quarter to go in. That's 5 in a row to start the quarter. That one falls.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
I mean, this team is just dangerous. Right now, every shot that they're putting up feels like it's going in.
And Portland has possession. The Raptors getting the bucket. Here's Kamare. Plenty of room to knock down the shot.
Assist goes to Toronto Raptors.
Greg, a lot of parity around the NBA. You think fans like that?
It's a great question, Kevin. And there are trade-offs, but as a league, you've got to foster competition and live with the results. And the reality is, doesn't it feel better when there are more teams that have a legitimate chance to win it all? And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Toronto.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And it's pretty incredible when you look at the body of work this year, guys. I mean, when they hit 70 wins, we were astounded. And then now, the wins continuing to pile up in what's been truly a remarkable and special season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Grady Dick.
I like his aggressiveness here tonight, especially on the glass. He was not messing around.
Mobo. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Love that the guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
Now, here's Simons. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
And it's another just bad decision on a night full of those. His shot selection tonight has been questionable at best.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
This arena was rocking throughout the night. You could really feel the energy.
A huge motivation, always great for a young team, but veteran players also appreciate when fans come with that kind of energy and get into the spirit of the game.
And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. They poured it on tonight, dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home, no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And that about wraps it up. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Grady Dick.